few days ago, I put up a post on my community tab declaring that the most liked comment would become the next episode of Weird Products. I got a lot of really great suggestions, some that I've thought of before and considered to be episodes, others that I'd never heard anyone suggest before and am now really excited to potentially do in the future. But the one that won came from Optimus Prime Mac, who suggested Weird Planes Products. Oh boy. Hello everybody, and welcome back to yet another video and to another episode of Weird Products. Today, I'm very excited to be bringing you all the first ever episode of Weird Planes Products. Planes had a massive marketing push when it was first coming out. For a long time, I've been wanting to do some specific Planes-themed episodes of Weird Products. I have a few different character-themed episodes planned, as well as a few different Planes versions of some of my favorite Weird Cars Products episodes, which I will definitely be getting around to in the future. So for this video, I just kind of wanted to give a preview, a small taste, if you will, of the wide, wacky world of Planes products, going over some of the weirdest ones I could find out there before we dive into more specific things in future episodes. Over the years in Weird Products, I've talked about a lot of Cars plushes, and how a lot of the time, they just can't get the shapes of characters right because they're too complex. So I was a little concerned looking into Planes plushes. I mean, the Planes characters are going to have much more complex shapes than Cars, but I gotta say, I was pleasantly surprised by these. There have been quite a few different Planes plush sets over the years. This one, as you can see, includes Dusty, El Chupacabra, Firefighter Dusty, and Blade Ranger, and I honestly really like how these look. You could see that instead of trying to go for something as detailed and accurate to the movie as possible, they go a bit more simplistic, a bit more cute and chibi in terms of the design, and I honestly think it really works. As you can see from this one of Ripslinger, they always kind of went for this more cutesy, cartoony art style for Planes plushes, and the designs are honestly really impressive. They're very simplistic, but also complex, and capture each of the characters in question well. Going for this mix of accurate and stylized was, in my opinion, a pretty perfect choice, and while these aren't one-to-one perfect plush replicas of the cast of Planes, I don't think anyone was asking for them to be. They're Planes plushes, and I'm surprised with how good they turned out. They also made a wide variety of characters, including some you may not have expected. We got two variants of Dusty, Blade Ranger, and El Chupacabra, like I already said. Ripslinger. Skipper might just be my favorite out of all of them. It doesn't remind me of the character that much, but I just think it looks adorable. You can see from this eBay listing that Ashani and Rochelle were also made. All of these were sold in a variety of sizes. These are clearly a larger size. The lister labels them as beanies. These are definitely more like sort of squishy pillow plushes. On the subject of these larger throw pillow ones, here's Mayday. Yes, they made a giant plush pillow Mayday. I love how Cars plushes always only make like half of the significant characters, and then one guy that nobody would ever want. No disrespect to Mayday, but who wants this? The scary thing is, this is the most accurate looking one. This looks just like him. I gotta say, I was pretty pleasantly surprised by just how good those Planes plushes looked. Let's look at another one. Never mind. Alright, fine, I'll do it. This is the Dusty Crop Hopper Action Racers plush. A plush with lights and sounds built into it that, as you can see, doesn't capture the likeness as well as the other plushes. This looks to be pretty big, and easily by far my favorite thing about this is just how, like, deformed it is in this eBay listing. It also doesn't help that there's this giant cardboard clamp around him that's so awkwardly placed, it just makes the product look unappealing. Like, this already doesn't look like Dusty, but then you handcuffed his nose, so now it looks even less like him. I've also just gotta say, like, the blue on this Dusty is way too dark. Is that just me? This is not the right shade of blue, and there is way too much of it on his back here. They also made an El Chupacabra for this line, who looks like he's going to violently attack you as soon as you let him out of his cardboard prison. Another thing we look at in Weird Products a lot is food, so I wanted to look into any Planes food products. If you could excuse the terrible quality of the image here, there were actually Plains Utz pretzels, with the pretzels shaped like Plains characters. I think. I haven't seen the movie in a few years. Which one of these is Maverick? I honestly really like the packaging design here. I love this light blue with the planes flying around in the sky. You have some pretty interesting character choices here, like one of the military planes and also Supercharged Dusty. These images honestly aren't really renders you see all that often on Plains merchandise, so it's pretty cool. These pretzels would later be rebranded for Plains Fire and Rescue, and I just gotta say, there's something I find wildly inappropriate about showing your characters in the middle of a forest fire, and then in the center of all of it, it just says, "Fun-shaped pretzel snacks!" Many times over the years, I've made fun of Cars products for just being full of ridiculous taglines that have barely anything to do with the series, that are just about speed and going super fast and being super cool, and don't worry, Plains does it too. On an ice pack, we have an image of Dusty that says, "Bolt Rattling Speed!" Yes, an ice pack. Why did they think this was necessary? Maybe we should ask Zach. I hear that this is his chill pack. I really wanted to find some weird Plains backpacks for this video, but not gonna lie, I honestly couldn't really find all that many Plains backpacks with weird character choices or weird taglines. Most of them don't really have any text on them. The most you're gonna get, typically, is a backpack that labels the names of the characters, which is a good thing, because nobody remembers any of the characters from the movie Plains. I did find this one, but, I don't know. Something tells me this may not be an officially licensed product. Side note, I love that everybody is absolutely terrified. They must have all just realized that they're floating in the middle of the sky, and none of them can fly, so they're all gonna probably plummet down to their immediate demise. R.I.P. Piglet, we hardly knew ya. This lunchbox is pretty normal. It says "Let's Soar," but I accidentally misread this at first as "Let's Sorry," which is what I'm pretty sure Disney said to the entire world after they released Plains. If you watch a lot of Weird Products, you probably know how much I love looking at weird party supplies, and while Plains doesn't have as much as Cars, it did get a few different party supply sets over the years. Typically, I skip these when talking about Cars party supplies because they aren't all that weird, but as soon as I saw this one, I knew I had to talk about the Wings Around the Globe Flying Ace medal, complete with the Jolly Wrenches logo, which has nothing to do with the Wings Around the Globe, but okay. While we've gotten a lot of Piston Cup trophy merchandise, I think this may very well be the only sort of Wings Around the Globe prize merchandise I've ever seen, which could ironically make this random party favor actually be kind of desirable, maybe? Am I stretching it? I was wondering when at a birthday party you would give this out, but then I remembered the party awards. But there was no way I could talk about this without talking about the El Chupacabra streamers. This is amazing. I love this. I love that it's El Chupacabra of all characters. I don't know why I find this so funny. It's just the image of an army of El Chupacabra party streamers grouped together. Imagine giving these out. Imagine being the kid with the El Chupacabra party favors. This is the part where I'm going to get 30 comments from people saying, "Hey, I had a Plains birthday party," and if you did, honestly, more power to you. Plains went from a well-known franchise to a super obscure one really quickly, so the amount of kids that had Plains-themed birthday parties is probably really small. We don't usually talk about books in this series, but anything that touts having an exclusive Dusty-shaped projector needs to be discussed, in my opinion. This book retells the story of Plains Fire and Rescue, and the artwork on the inside is genuinely really well done. But we're not here to talk about the book, we're here to talk about the fact that it comes with a little miniature projector. I'm sure many of you had these little things as kids. They were basically little flashlights that would shine an image on your wall, but here the image is a screenshot from Plains Fire and Rescue, and the projector is exclusive and Dusty-shaped. You can see these pictures I took from Amazon are the prototype because it says "not final plane" if you look really close. I feel like they're having a hard time trying to sell to you the fact that this comes with a miniature projector. Oh, it's exclusive and it's shaped like the main character, and on the back of the box they reveal that this line of books, movie theater, storybook, and movie projector, has over 4 million sold! So either they're really unconfident that you'll trust this product, or they're way too confident and are just flexing. Shine favorite movie images on your own wall. Okay, this looks incredibly fake, and that's not even the same Dusty. I know they say this is not the final plane, but I am 99% sure they just had a kid hold a different Dusty toy. Also, I love that they say shine images on your own wall, as if there's some unspoken rule against shining it on other people's walls. You could shine the movie images on your own wall, but if you go to your neighbor's house, dude, you're getting arrested. The Amazon description, after giving you just straight up the description of the movie, complete with the names of the voice actors, says that afterwards you can press out and build 2 smoke jumpers to play along with the plastic plane. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any images of what those look like. And now that I've looked at this, Amazon believes I should read Baby Horse, A Fowl's First Year, only $12.95 with Prime. Imagine, if you will, a robbery. No, a more intense one. There, that's better. The robbers break in, and their weapon of choice? Rip Slinger. Meet the Planes Runway Flyers. Man, all of these Planes toy names are so similar. It feels like we've already looked at like 3 different items called Runway Flyers. You load your plane onto the top of the launcher, which is fashioned to look like a runway, or a gunway, if you will. I'll see myself out. Handheld launchers that shoot planes are a pretty common toy. I had one as a kid, I'm sure many of you did as well, so of course Disney would want to do a planes equivalent of this. But did they have to make it look so much like a gun? There's something so funny about seeing a toy gun that looks quite a bit like a pistol that shoots planes characters. But if you're not content with just firing Rip Slinger, you can also get Dane Cook, a member of the US Navy. Something about this one feels like it's in very poor taste. And British. And there you have it, guys. A brief look at some Weird Planes products. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I have a few other Weird Planes product episodes planned. I want to do 1 or 2 on Dusty. I think El Chupacabra or Rip Slinger may have enough to warrant their own episode. And I got a few others planned. There are a lot of Weird Planes board games out there I really want to talk about. Before we end the video, I once again want to thank Optimus Prime Mac for the suggestion, and everybody who suggested different Weird Products episodes. There were a lot of great ones in there that I'm very excited to look into in the future. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Bye now.